نادر اليوم بنسجل الحين شلون استخدام الملف الصحي. So we'll start with logging to the screen, how to use the EMR. So this is the login screen, but to access it you need to put the URL at the top, and this will be sent to you. It's emr.tayyibsa.info, and here I user for Hamad, and I have the password. You could choose Arabic and English to log in, and you log in. The first landing page would be similar to this. On the left side you could see the list of all registered patient, and on the you could see the schedule for the different clinic or care provider. This could be controlled by activating a schedule or not. Now from here, as an administrator, you could add facility, and to make some room, let's close these two windows, and you can see adding facility here is simple by clicking the facility here. This is the list of facility that are active right now, but if you create a new one, the facility is a billing facility or a treating facility. So let's to create one and see how does this. We click then add, and only the 2 or 3 field are required field, and the rest are optional. So you could fill the required field for now, and later on you could update the other information if you choose to. Let me switch to English. So طيب home care would be the name of the facility or the clinic. The legal name, this is what will appear on the invoicing once we reach that stage. Then the color, once you click the picker, it will give you a small screen to pick from the colors, and this is to distinguish the different appointment, and that's it. This is as easy as creating a facility. So let's create another one. Ministry of Investment, I think. So we'll create that one, and I'll add Riyadh to it just to distinguish the location if we add additional one, and the legal entity will be the same. We'll pick a color. The checkbox, it's need to be clicked, but we will click it later. Okay, this is the color, and you're ready, you're done. You could save this, and you could add the field later. So let's save. So we have right now 2 entities that will not appear in the schedule and everything, but you could go back and alter them and edit them again if you have any additional information. But for now they are not active, they will not be shown into the scheduling, and patient cannot be booked against them until we activate them. Now for the user, creating user. You go to administration and users, and this is give you the list of user that you have, and click add user here to create new user. Again, only the field with star is required, but you have to take care. Here you put the username of the user that you like to create. This part is a little bit tricky because here you have to put your own password, not the password, your own password. This is a security feature here, so an administrator has to put his password, so he will be allowed to create a new user. And here you will put the password, and then you put him as a provider, give him a calendar so he could book a calendar. So if you are this user is for a clerk, you don't click the provider click, so he cannot book against his own patient and so forth. You put this required field and you choose the facility. Right now we only have one active facility, but we could activate the rest later, and they will be activated. Here the level of authority need to be checked, and the type of rights. So calendar is usually the original calendar will be fine. Then here, because this is caregiver as a doctor, and then here as a clinician, and that's it. That's all you need. If you have additional information, you could use the additional information field. Otherwise, you don't need to do any other setup. You just save, but just remember the password and user, and we will test it after we save. Okay, we saved it. It will appear at the bottom of the list or somewhere on the list here. You can see it there, user 02. So next, what we will do, we will log off from administrator user Hamad, and we could log into another user. So we log off, we'll go to the same page, put the user 02, put the password. This is the tricky part. Sometimes the password will not accept. You need to go in and put the right password that you have put, because the system will only remember the administrator here. So if you put the right password, it will take you to the landing page, and you can see this user is not an administrator. And then here you could see all of the registered patient, and then the left side, because we identify this user as a care provider, you could see his schedule. Now to create to create a patient, what do we need is to make sure that the patient doesn't exist first. So we use this this page, or this one, because each required field is a searchable field. So you could choose to search with any of those at the top. By putting the phone number or mobile number here, you could locate the patient, and those are required field, so it must be filled. This is the national ID or Iqama. This is last name, first name, mobile number, then birth date, then patient ID is the medical record number. And if I search for one patient and I put Jack or something, the system immediately will try to locate that patient. If it doesn't exist, I have to create it. So to create that patient, there is another page to do so. It's called Add Patient, and you do from the top, and you could choose it. Again, those are required field. We must have it as first, last, and middle name, birth date, and phone number, and sex, and national ID or Iqama. So if we put all of this information, the system will try to first locate if this patient is existing in our record. It will not create it. If it doesn't exist, it will create it. I'll put some numbers here. quickly to demonstrate what is how to create it and how to search first. The same would be also for national ID. It's 10 digit. It has to be 10 digit here. And we could search or create. If we search, the criteria will show that there's nothing there. There's no patient. Now, even if we said create, the system will check if it's there, and we said confirm if this is you want to create that patient with the entered information. So that's a quick way to create the patient. Immediately once you create it, create a face sheet or medical record for him, and put the name of the patient at the top in the patient banner, and put this container. This is for all the record that we'll keep. Here, encounter is something like a visit. It's actually a visit. To create a new encounter, you just click here and you'll create a new encounter. But here you could see all the cumulative data that we've been collected against this patient over the period that we have this patient in our record. So appointment, previous appointment, allergies, other medication, vaccination, prescription. If we have anything, it will appear here. And same thing for vital sign, other finding, all of them will end up here. So the first landing page for the patient, you could see a chronic record of all of the encounter or even you could see it in this list. Once you hover over it and there is previous visit, it will show up here. To create an encounter, as I said, is we'll create it from here, new encounter. We'll populate a face sheet for the brief about the encounter. You could put the reason for this encounter, a brief description of this encounter, why is it here. Then you put the required information here. If there's another facility or you belong to a facility, it will show up here. The difference between treating place for service and billing service, it might be two location will be under one umbrella of one paying facility. So that's for the type of sensitivity here, normal. We only have normal right now because the sensitive one, it will be hidden for other. And then allergies, for other additional information, you could record problem, allergies, and others. Let's create this allergy, and you could put the severity and other information about it. Go at the bottom and save. Immediately it will be saved. You could close this window, and the date will be automatically captured by today. And if you write anything here and save, it will take you to the progress note or the information that you need to be recorded. Everything that you need to work with is in the clinical side. So I've been asked about subjective, objective, assessment and plan, and you could fill it here and save it. It will show up somewhere here. And the similar to the system check, it will load radio button, yes or no, or others to record against every system in the body of the patient. And you can save it and compare it later for future. The other one is something related to a graph that you could add as well. Maybe this is useful. It will load up. You could make the annotation and then save it. It will end up again into the medical file or electronic medical file. What else could we see? It's at the bottom. You can see save or clear or cancel. Clear will clear the picture and annotation, and save will save it. The other one as well is it's also an annotation, but the pop-up is blocked. It will not work, this one. We could deactivate it if we like, so it's need to activate the pop-up, but anyhow it's same. If something along the way happened and you want to capture the information or make sure that it is ready, you could refresh it from here. So if it's become the page white, you just refresh from here, and the system will take you again. It's like an in-page refresh. The last thing I think is about vital signs and how to record vital signs. You could go to clinical, and at the bottom you can see vital sign, and you can see height, weight, with measurement. You could put the pound, the kilo will appear, you put the grams, and the pounds will appear, and the other way, and all of the rest of the different vital sign, and you could save it here, and it will again end up into the next page if we refresh it, and it's here in this encounter. You could see it recorded here. I think this is it. I don't think you need to clear the patient. This is the way to clear it, and to pick the patient again. This is the patient that I have on the system. I could choose to open one of the patient on the same page or a different page, because I don't want to lose my place. So I unclick this to open it in the same page. I'll open one here, and we'll see how does the different encounter, old encountered or encounter fork. You can see this is some record is there on the file, and if we want to open another one, this is the previous one that I opened, and you can see the encounter. You can see the patient banner information here, and I'll show you the encounter. You see the list of encounter there on the right. This is the recorded allergies that last time it's there, and this is the last record of the last encounter, the visit. To access it from here, or you create a new visit from here, and you clear it, and that's it. That's all you need to take care of. Again, once you go to the landing page, you could see everything, and I think we are done.